Hey everyone, this is Isaac here, and welcome back to Isaac Reviews 2022. Today's review is of Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, and I guess I should bring up the elephant in the room regarding this movie, the death of T'Challa's actor, Chadwick Boseman. I guess this can also segue into my thoughts on the first Black Panther movie, but I thought Chadwick was fantastic in this role, and hearing about his passing was definitely unfortunate. The rest of the movie was pretty decent, I'd say. While it wasn't perfect, as the pacing was a bit of a mess and the CGI during the climax looked like a cutscene from an Xbox 360 game, the movie still had a lot of merit. I already mentioned that the late Chadwick Boseman's performance was excellent, but beyond that, it was well written and had some solid world building. The production design and costume design was great. The visuals outside of the vibranium mine scene were pretty decent. The score was fantastic, and I liked the balance and tone between the action, humor, and drama. So here we are now, 4 years later with the sequel, Wakanda Forever, which is also the penultimate project of Phase 4 of the MCU, since the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special will be this phase's true finale. I was definitely curious as to how Marvel would do it, as not only were they not recasting Chadwick Boseman, but they weren't even gonna bring him into the film through CGI. But we soon found out that what they were doing instead was that T'Challa would be killed off. And all in all, this has garnered a bit of backlash from Marvel fans. On one hand, you have those who are upset with Marvel for not recasting Boseman, who reportedly would have been fine with that happening, and on the other hand, you have those who see this as Marvel, and to that extent Disney, profiting off of his death. Now, to address the latter criticism, would that also mean that Fast and Furious 7 and The Dark Knight were profiting off of someone's death? Didn't think so. This is when you profit off of someone's death, and this is when you pay tribute to someone's legacy. Glad we were able to make that distinction. With that said, given how lackluster Phase 4 has been up to this point, I was a bit surprised upon seeing this movie's trailers because it looked good, and the stuff we got coming after it also looks good. I may have to reserve my judgment on the Marvels, but other than that, this movie seemed like it could be Marvel getting their act together after shitting out the likes of Eternals and She-Hulk. So I saw the movie with my parents on the Thursday premiere, and how was it? Well, let's start with the plot. As already mentioned, T'Challa died with his actor, but after Wakanda mourns his loss and his mother Ramonda inherits the throne, other countries start pressuring them for vibranium, and this soon draws the attention of this underwater civilization called the Talokan and their leader Namor, who tells the Wakandans to either destroy the rest of the world with him, or he'll destroy Wakanda. Like its predecessor, it definitely has its flaws. I'll do my best to refrain from spoiling anything too important, but the biggest problem I had with it was probably with the writing. It started out incredibly strong, even getting me to cry at a few intervals, but the rest of the film kind of felt like it couldn't catch up to its powerful emotional scenes, with it being relatively predictable, the villain Namor having some confusing development, and the last few minutes being very underwhelming. That, and also like the first Black Panther, the CGI was an incredibly mixed bag. While some of the visuals did look pretty cool and the cinematography, production design, and costume design were really good, there were a few times where the quality of the visuals dropped pretty hard. Not the worst CGI I've seen. I mean, Marvel also gave us this only 4 months ago, not to mention their VFX artists have some terrible working conditions, but yeah, the CGI here definitely could have been better. Other than that, I thought Wakanda Forever was pretty good, and one of the highlights, as I already mentioned, was that it was a very moving tribute to Chadwick Boseman. There were plenty of emotional scenes throughout, and the mid-credits scene was fantastic, although I'll admit that I was a little confused by it at first, but then I understood and adored it once I got a bit of clarity, and the emotional core also extends to the characters, especially Shuri. While she was definitely my least favorite character in the first Black Panther movie, her arc here was much better handled with how she copes with the grief of her brother, and Letitia Wright really sold it on her performance. And I'd say that the rest of the actors also did a good job, especially Angela Bassett, Denai Guerrera, and Tenoch Huerta Mejia. Sorry if this review seems short. Again, I'm trying not to get too spoilery here, but I don't really know what else I should add, so to sum things up, while Black Panther Wakanda Forever seemed to struggle with its script and some of the CGI, it was still a tasteful tribute to the incredible legacy Chadwick Boseman left behind. With its great direction, character development, acting, cinematography, score, production values, and emotional scenes, it easily stands as one of the better projects to come out of Phase 4, though not by a wide margin. For my recommendation, I doubt this will change too many people's minds on the current MCU, but if you like the first Black Panther, you might also like this one since they're just about on the same level in terms of quality, at least in my opinion. For my rating, it took some thought, but I'm gonna go with a 7.5 out of 10 for this one. At least Marvel was able to make something good for a change. Next time, I'll be reviewing My Father's Dragon. I don't blame you if you didn't know that this was coming out, since Netflix didn't bother to market it like with plenty of their other animated movies, but I did watch it, and you'll have to wait for my review to hear my thoughts. Anyways, thanks for watching this one in the meantime. Be sure to like and subscribe for more content like this, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!